Hello, y'all. I'm back. It's 8:59 p.m. So, on my way home from work, well, to back to the hotel from work, um, I had accidentally dropped my other MP3 player and it quit working. Well, maybe because I tried to sanitize it. So, I'm tired. Excuse me. So, um, so after work last night, I told y'all about how I went to try to get something healthy to eat, and the girl had an attitude with me. So, um, so this morning, um, well, I had a few chocolate covered almonds. Excuse me. For I had some chocolate covered almonds for so-called breakfast, and then um later on, well, right before I went to work, I forgot to I realized that I accidentally forgot to brush my teeth before I left. I meant to brush my teeth, but I didn't. I forgot. But I don't know how that happened. But then I went to the snack machine and got me a small pack of peanut butter crackers. And then I went back to that place and I told the guy about the incident that happened last night, I meant. And the and he gave me a free item, what was supposed to be his free item, you know. So I would have been going into more specifics, but as I said, I'm trying to as best as I could, trying to avoid um the online stalkers getting context clues for certain, So, excuse me. So then, they had a lot of perps following me to work, and the gang stalking was extremely heavy today. And I don't even know if they felt like they were gonna gang stalk me really heavy today because of getting like thinking that they're getting like excuse me, bonus gang stalking me because it's the day of the Super Bowl. So my gang stalking was extremely heavy today, and I think it was because of the Super Bowl. And so then I went into work and I was asked to do like, sweep in the floor and clean up a little bit in a small little back room where I roll the silverware at. And then I guess that took maybe 30 minutes to sweep the floor, and I swept the floor and then did a few other things I don't remember, and I had to dust off everything and um make sure the aprons that we use were in the well, I guess you could say trash can, but it's not to be thrown away. They go and I guess launder and wash them, and then we wear them again. Excuse me. So So I mean, I'm gonna try my best to you know, try to not talk about really other employee interactions that don't really have anything to do with me, you know. So, you know, there was like a couple little, or a few little altercations today amongst the workers, but I'm not gonna really comment or talk about that. I just stick to my business, you know. So I had to keep going to the back, like today and yesterday, but not the day before, or not the day before that, but today and yesterday, for some reason, I had to keep going to the bathroom like very often for the past 2 days. And I guess it was one of the customers that left doo doo, like some kind of way. I mean, I didn't really see many children, you know. Um, yeah, I mean, it seems like, yeah, I don't recall seeing many children, but like, I don't know how Doodoo got on the front of the toilet seat, but that you know, grossed me out, you know. Then they still have not cleaned up that vomit on the side of the toilet seat. I mean, the side of the toilet. And so that was in the bigger stall. So I was forced to have to use the smaller stalls. And one of them had something weird on it, and the other one had hair all over it. You know, on the hair on all on the toilet. And so, you know, I mean, I didn't even count how many times I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go pee a lot. But it's odd that I'm in this hotel and I'm still suffering with my legs swelling. But usually, with me being on the streets, um, I end up, once I'm in the hotel, all the leg swelling goes down. But when I'm back homeless on the streets and can't lay down, can't go to sleep, then my legs start swelling, you know. So I ended up, like, last week when I bought the so-called uniform, you know, the I was trying to get just one pair of socks, but I couldn't find a single pair of all black socks until I found the I mean, I don't know if they were Dr. Scholl's diabetic socks or whatever. That was the only way I was able to get one pair of socks. And those socks are so tight that every time I put them on to wear them, they make me almost like start to cry. They're that tight and painful that they make me almost want to cry. So, I mean, I felt like, oh, whenever I get the opportunity, I would like to just get me some regular black socks, you know. So, um, I mean, yeah. I mean, other than that, I just And speaking of that, I got to use the bathroom right quick, right now. Okay, I'm back. Wow, that caught me off guard because I just suddenly had to go to the bathroom. So, Yeah, they still have the deep imprint from the socks on my legs, you know. And so, um, well, I mean, on the clock at work, you know, I've tried as best as I could to be productive and do my job, you know. And I mean, well, today seemed, I figure it's Sunday, so I knew it would be busier than the rest of the week because, people come in, people love to go out and eat like after church on Sundays at multiple different places. They come, excuse me, if they go eat out at restaurants or whatever on Sundays, you know, and so it was. I mean, I had more silverware to roll up today than I did the past few days, but Thursday I had kind of a lot, but Friday and Saturday it wasn't as much. But I was kept busy pretty much all day today. But I wasn't as tired today as I was during work. I wasn't as tired as the previous 3 days, you know. So um I wasn't notified until kind of the last minute that the restaurant was closing earlier, um because of the Super Bowl, you know. And I'm like, well, I didn't know until the last minute, you know. So they were closing at 7 today, in which there was the time that I would get off. And then they changed the schedule. I was originally supposed to work tomorrow and be off Tuesday and Wednesday. But then now it's switched to that I'm off tomorrow and Tuesday and then work Wednesday through Sunday. And then off next Monday and Tuesday. So um I mean, okay. So I had my lunch break at almost 2:30 and I ate um and I was trying to, let them know that I'm, trying to pay the half price. And I don't remember if Miss Phyllis got an attitude right then and there. I don't remember. But any other business that I interacted with her today with like scheduling or certain tasks to do or this or that, she went out of her way and was nice and helpful with any and everything. Except the food issue is the only thing she gets an attitude about. You know, but I mean, they got coworkers bigger than me, like 2 and 3 times my size. You know, and so I'm new. I'm still learning, and I wasn't really told, you know, in more specifics of everything. So the way the handbook makes it like as if as long as you're an employee, no matter what, anytime you buy a meal, you always get half off. And that's what I was under that impression, especially when they said that your immediate family members can come and eat for half off just like you. So I mean I wasn't told like during the onboarding that you know you're only restricted to one half price meal per day. And if you wanted more than one meal, then you will have to pay full price. They did not tell me that. Well, the manager did not tell me that. So, you know, with me dealing with being homeless, I've been eating out anyway and eat out just about every meal anyway. You know, so well, Thursday, as I said, Thursday was my first day working, and I had lunch, and Miss Phyllis, you know, told me that my meal was free because it was my first day. And then after I got off, I went straight home. Well, I keep saying home, to this hotel. And I went to the hotel, and then I tried as best as I could to you know, eat. I ate dinner here, from the food that I bought from fake Walmart, you know. And then the next day, Friday, you know, I thought that I was gonna not get help. And I thought that I explained that already. I thought I wasn't gonna get any extra help, and I thought that I would be back on the streets. So, after I threw the extra food away, um I ended up, you know, finally getting last minute help for enough for a few people pitched in, and it was enough help for three more days. And so tomorrow morning would have been those 3 more days. But now I have enough for 3 more days that were supposed to last me until Thursday morning. And I'm as I said, I don't even know for sure if I will end up getting paid this Thursday or if I have to wait until next time, which will be on the 29th. I don't know. But, you know, so the fact that um, today was the fourth day, and I don't have to work tomorrow or Tuesday, so that's 4 days worth of work. But if I would have got to work tomorrow, it would have been at 5 days worth of work, and I could have got extra work. But an extra day's worth of work. But they said that they really gonna need me really, really bad on Wednesday. That it's gonna supposed to be extremely busy on Wednesday. You know. So, I was so so Friday, you know, I had to throw all the food away because to my knowledge, I thought I was going to have to check out of the hotel and be back on the streets and struggling. But then, as I said, somebody gave me a last minute help and then I was able to renew 3 more nights. And then so you know, I think I wasn't charged for lunch Friday, and then Friday for lunchtime, and then dinner when I tried to eat. And I told y'all about Miss Phyllis saying, oh, you don't have no food at home, or something like that. She said, and then I documented the past couple of days of my interactions with Miss Phyllis and Miss Dakota and whoever else may have given me a problem. So, um, so wait a minute. Let me see. Yeah, yesterday for dinner, I was charged half price after I got done work. And yeah, Miss Phyllis was like, "You eating again?" But when I tried to pay for the lunch, Dakota like had an attitude and was like, "Oh, come back later," or whatever. When I tried to pay for the lunch, or she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, I'll come back later." I don't remember exactly what she said, but she blew me off. And you know, but then today, you know, one of the other coworkers, I paid the half price for lunch, and then for dinner, Miss Phyllis gave me a problem again. So, you know, and so I wish that they would. I'm new, so I wish that they would have made it clear, rather than excuse me. I wish they would have made it more clear for made it clear with about the actual policy, the half price off policy, you know, because I wasn't trying to take advantage of anything, and I wasn't trying to get anything free, despite my situation and what I'm going through. You know, I'm call myself, trying to be willing to work. So then, you know, so I haven't really had, food up in here, since Friday, just living day to day, like day to day, taking one day at a time. And I just got a couple of snacks in here, you know, a couple of packages of snacks in here. And I don't even have any real meals or any like I couldn't even get like a real breakfast this morning. So, um like yeah, like I was told that before I left to mop the room. Um I guess I'll call it the silverware room, or they have certain supplies or storage up in there too. I and so I mopped before I left, and I rolled up as much silverware as they was available. And so excuse me. Um. So then, you know, for like, I mean, as I said, I even explained to Miss Phyllis, well, I found out at the last minute, pretty much, that I didn't know that y'all were closing, that we were closing early because of the Super Bowl. And then, I asked, well, can I purchase another half price meal or whatever? And she got mad and got disgusted and acted like she wanted to try to punish me by telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna let you go this time, but next time you're gonna have to pay full price." You know how people, like she said it with an attitude, like as if I'm supposed to be punished. You know, but earlier she was not mean at all when I was trying to ask her, and she went out of her way to try to help me out, and no attitude at all when I try to ask her about more clarification on scheduling for this week. And I didn't know. None of the managers told me that they switched the schedule or that the new schedule was out. I heard by the dishwashing coworkers, they mentioned about the new scheduling, and they also mentioned about the restaurant closing at 7, closing earlier. But none of the managers came to me or is told me anything. So then I mean, now Miss Phyllis yeah, I mean, if I didn't get the half off for dinner tonight, in which the price, I think I paid $6.27, and I was trying to get something different, but everything was kind of rushed because everybody was, they were putting the food up or whatever and closing or whatever, and so I was trying to get something different, but I ended up getting the same thing I had for lunch. But instead of the sweet potatoes, I had mashed potatoes for dinner and corn. And so but everything else was the same. But when I tried to ask Miss Phyllis, well, can I buy dessert too, or could I get dessert? And she said no, like with an attitude, She said no. But then she charged me for my meal and cheesecake. And I wasn't even trying to get cheesecake, but she charged me for the meal and cheesecake. And I said, well, Miss Phyllis, you charged me for cheesecake. And then she got an attitude and got mad about her own mistake that she tried to charge me for the cheesecake too, And it looked like as if she charged me full price. No, I think it was half price, but I don't remember she tried to charge full or half price, but I didn't want the cheesecake at all. I was trying to get either a regular piece of cake or a pecan pie or something, And so yeah, after she just told me no, I could not buy the dessert or I could not get the dessert. But one of the other co-workers that had the Masonic red hair, after I asked and Miss Phyllis said no, I saw the other co-worker walking out, with the piece of pecan pie. And so then Miss Phyllis, she rushed me and told me that I could only eat half of my meal there and then the rest of it I had to take home. And then but I ate the entire meal there, but I felt like I couldn't even sit down and relax and enjoy my meal. It's like I had to hurry up and rush and hurry up and eat, excuse me. And then I went to the cashier someone other than Miss Dakota. The other cashier, I don't know her name, but she was really, really nice. And she even gave me a hug, you know. And so um I like Miss Phyllis made me in a certain way that my eyes started to fill up with tears. Like my eyes, they started to fill up with tears, and I was on the verge of crying and probably having like an emotional meltdown. And I was trying to avoid, I didn't want to end up having like a Tourette's outburst or having like a big outburst or a meltdown or anything like that. And them not understanding my disability or whatever, and the fact that I'm still new and haven't really disclosed a whole lot to the managers or whatever, the first thing they would have done is fire me or whatever. So I went to one of the other managers and pulled her to the side and asked, "Can I talk to you personally?" And so, she stopped what she was doing in her tracks and we went to the office, and I started to tell her the way Miss Phyllis had been treating me for the past few days. And, I even said, like, the way she been treating me make me almost want to quit. It's not about the food, but it's your doggone attitude and everything, So, excuse me. So now, I don't even know if Miss Phyllis treats everybody like that try to get food, because as I said, for lunchtime, I see other employees, they eat. Miss Phyllis herself, I saw her eating lunch yesterday. I think she had some fried chicken, and it didn't look like she ate everything. Well, that ain't my business, but you eat. So then the other manager, I told her, about the way Miss Phyllis had been treating me and everything. And like when I mentioned about, what happened Friday, the other manager called her in real quick and confronted her and said, like, "We told you her situation. We told you she was homeless. Why would you still say, something like that?" And Miss Phyllis was like, "Oh, well, I didn't know what the hell I was, she tried to play it off like she didn't know what the hell she was thinking, And Miss Phyllis kept trying to gaslight. So I don't know. I'm not good at estimating age, but Miss Phyllis looked like she's at least 60 years old. And the other manager was kind of younger, And so she confronted Miss Phyllis, about treating me the way she treated me, And so when we both confronted Miss Phyllis about certain things that she said, and Miss Phyllis, acted like a freaking second grader. Like even made facial expressions like a second grader. Trying to gaslight and lie and say she never said this and never said that and knew whatever, And so then, excuse me. If she tried to gaslight and lie and say that she didn't say this and she didn't say that, and the other manager was like, "Come on now, Miss Phyllis, that sounds 9 times out of 10, that sounds exactly like what you would say." Like when I told her about how yesterday evening Miss Phyllis said, "You eating again?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't say that." And she's like, "I didn't say that." Like making even facial expressions like a second grader. You know how like when a second grader gets caught doing something bad or whatever, and they're like, "I didn't do it," whatever, So, she multiple times she kept trying to gaslight and lie and say she didn't do this, she didn't say that. And so, I was on the verge of I was on the verge of wanting to quit. And then later on, Miss Phyllis made it like as if she was sorry and that she tried to say, please forgive me and I'm sorry, this, that. And then she said, well, oh, don't think I was trying to pick on you. I don't remember, I don't want to get her words twisted up. But she mentioned something about, oh, don't think I was trying to pick on you or something like that. Or I wasn't trying to pick on you. Well, if it's picking on me if you don't treat other employees the same way. So nobody told me that if you're done with work during closing time, then you can't get any food at all. But if you get off before closing time, then you can go and buy you something to eat. But so if I wouldn't have been able to get dinner tonight at work, then that would have made me more broke. I mean, I don't know if any other restaurants or whatever else in the area, but far as I know, I would end up like, I probably would have done something like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something. Excuse me. But Miss Phyllis, I mean, I even, confronted her about trying to make me feel punished and I even was trying to mention about, her making me feel like as if she think I'm greedy or something. But this might be part of the gang stalking. And I think two or three times today, I think Miss Phyllis tried to make like subtle, she wasn't blatant and overt with it like Miss Dakota, but she was like kind of subtle with devil horn hand signs or whatever. And the other manager, that big guy, excuse me, he excuse me, he threw up the 666 hand sign when arguing. He had an argument with that Raymond person, So they had an argument. That was one of the arguments I was, and so, but I mean, like when I paid for my lunch, Miss Dakota didn't seem too bad, But yesterday it seemed like she was all pissed off and mad or whatever when I tried to pay for my dinner or whatever, Excuse me, but my homeless situation, and I mean, and I in no way was I mean, as I said, I didn't know what the rules were or how things operated. I'm still learning, And in no way was I trying to seek special treatment or anything like that, But it's unfair to punish somebody who, if you don't even know, if that person is new and doesn't know the rules. And people like Miss Dakota and Miss Dakota is a regular worker. She's not one of the she's one of the cashiers. She's not one of the managers. But Miss Phyllis is one of the managers. Excuse me. I mean, because I was about to just, make the decision to quit and never come back and feel like I don't have to take this shit from nobody. being bullied and picked on by the, yeah, she was freaking bullying and picking on me and singling me out, you know. And so, yeah, Miss Phyllis, everything that she was rightfully and truthfully accused of, she kept trying to gaslight and deny and lie and said she never said that she never did this or whatever. But you know, if I would have ordered something off of Uber Eats or DoorDash, then my dinner would have been later, and I hate to eat late, like 9 and 10 o'clock at night. I mean, because of the acid reflux issue. So, excuse me, I try to I try to not eat before 8 o'clock at night. And excuse me. So then yeah, my yeah, if I would have had to order Uber Eats or DoorDash, my dinner probably would have been like arriving at like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then me paying like 20 something dollars, or the it would have been like four times more than the discounted meal at the at the restaurant. But that discounted meal would have financially helped me, you know, big time, you know. So, excuse me, because as I said, I other than that, I don't know of any other restaurants. Well, they got a couple of stores, a couple of spots nearby, but I don't want to mention them because I don't want the perps to have like a dead giveaway, you know. So the online stalkers, I don't want them to have a dead giveaway, Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't even know if they already know. So, um, so I mean, and as I said, like, why the hell would you bully a homeless person or somebody that's trying to better themselves or trying to get a job or trying to work? I mean, you make them feel unwelcome at work, or it's like Miss Dakota and Miss Phyllis. They seem like they're abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean, and not only difficult to communicate with, but also difficult to approach. So I mean, I'd be afraid to like trying to talk to them, or even when it's things that's something that's very necessary or important or whatever. But it's hard to stay out of the manager's way, or you know so I mean, like, so far as I know, tomorrow and Tuesday I'm off from work, and then I have like one less day of pay than originally scheduled, so that's less money for me, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's awkward, you know, but as I said, I didn't know until pretty much close to the last minute. I didn't know until the last minute that they were closing at 7 today. So, you know, I mean, because I was under the impression, yeah, that as long as you're an employee, that even on your off days, that you can go if you want to and go buy a meal and get it half off. That's what some of the other employees were telling me. And more than one employee told me that you can eat free on Wednesdays. So I don't know. I've been getting like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that my phone was positioned like not, because I'm not even looking at the camera. I mean, me just being so, excuse me being so, focused on, trying to think on what I need to say, you know, and my anxiety is really high right now. So, I mean, like I have enough funds for excuse me. Ooh, I think I'm feeling some mild heartburn right now. Excuse me. I was you know, like I have just enough for 3 nights, 3 more nights um up until Thursday morning. Excuse me. And then the little bit of money past that, I have to it'll be difficult, trying to stretch the little money that I have, you know for meals. Excuse me. And I mean, it's stressful and hard, you know excuse me. So, and as I said, I'm trying to fight to keep a roof over my head, and trying to fight to keep a roof over my head and trying to not quit, you know. But one of the coworkers that tried to hit on me, um, earlier today, he pointed at something, and he did it using the devil horns hand signs. And I'm like, oh no. Now I got my confirmation that, oh, you a perp too, or I can't date you. You know. Excuse me. So they had these Masonic perps that were a black couple, and they, had a white car and probably a white Mercedes and one headlight. And excuse me. And it's like, well, y'all bastards come from church gang stalking. You just got off from church and then come to eat at the restaurant at my job, and then perping and trafficking and driving with one headlight. They made sure to beat me to the restaurant. And then I saw a lot of Masonic perps as, customers. at the doggone restaurant, you know. Excuse me. And so then, after I ate my dinner after work, and then I was trying to sanitize and clean off my pants and shoes and socks or whatever. And I think that was the same coworker that treated me like I was retarded this past Friday. You know, when Miss Phyllis humiliated me that Friday, you know. Excuse me. I got some like hard mucus in my throat. And so, um, you know, I mean, it seems like Miss Phyllis won't allow me to eat what I want and then trying to control what I eat. Like, she told me flat out no that I couldn't even have dessert and then turn around and charge me for it, a dessert that I didn't get to have, and then got an attitude with me when I pointed out that, hey, you charged me for cheesecake, you know. So, I mean, I refuse to be treated like shit, or like less than, or like I have less rights than everybody else, you know. But wow. And this is like a low wage, as I said, low wage part time job. Like, when with the Sky Zone job, you know, if it be lunch or dinner, you know, both times we were allowed to, as long as we're employed, you know, both times, lunch and dinner, we were allowed to have that half price, you know, half off or whatever. And unless he was Seville Quarter, there was a point in time that um they were letting us have free meals, and then after that, you know, they started charging us half price. Or was it the other way around? No, I think they eventually started letting us have free meals, but we had very limited selection on what we could have, you know. But then later on, um, like after work, I don't remember if we got half price. I don't even remember, you know. Excuse me, but I told y'all about that bartender Travis, you know, being abusive and singling me out and treating me a certain way. And you know, so I mean, it's like people with narcissistic personalities, you want to criminalize me eating a normal meal. How come skinny or fat? How come the other employees aren't greedy? Or you don't have a problem with them eating? You know? So, I mean, as I said, you know, well, for Tuesday is Mardi Gras. And, you know, I'm trying to figure out, you know, how am I gonna get, you know. I mean, as I said, I have enough money for three more hotel nights, but um, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get, you know, food to eat, you know, for the next 3 days, you know, and trying to see, I mean, how I can make things affordable or lower price or something, you know. So, I mean, I'd be afraid to ask questions, but because, people getting rude or getting annoyed or getting frustrated or whatever. But anyway, the employee, I don't know her name. I don't know if I got her mixed up with another employee, but um when she walked out of the door and I was sanitizing myself, and so then you know she, she pretended to be fake nice, and you know she said, "Oh, you know." I think she made remarks about me being so clean or whatever, and then she said that she said something about that that she described how clean she liked to be, or she liked to be so clean that she leave her shoes in the truck or whatever. So lo and behold, she had one of those typical gang stalking Chevy trucks with a Dallas license. I mean, I'm sorry, a Texas license plate in the back and not the front. And she had you know, one headlight. Now, if I would have filmed and recorded and publicized her driving around with one headlight, I would have got wrongfully fired from the job and probably um banned from the entire chain, for the rest of my entire life. But everything happened so fast, and it's like she had a Texas license plate in the back but not the front. And then they gang stalked me so heavy. Um, they gang stalked me so heavy. Following me, they gang stalked me so heavy on the way back to the hotel. You know, and so I'm trying what I could to stay off the streets. It's hard. It is really hard being on the streets with no place to use the bathroom in private, no privacy, or no place to use the bathroom, or feel cold, or dealing with being torn up by mosquitoes. Anybody could do you any kind of harm. Um, you're not safe or secure, you know, and you're out in the open, like super vulnerable, you know. Excuse me. So, you know, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, if I would not have talked to the other manager, I probably would have just, decided to quit. You know, but I feel like, well, if they really need help, then I feel like I didn't want to leave them hanging. Or if they really needed people, you know, because they said that they didn't have anybody to do the silverware rolling for the next couple of days. But I mean, I know I need days off and I need a break, but I feel like, well, I would not have minded. I wouldn't mind, to come and those extra couple of days and get some more days and more hours or whatever. But but I mean, I wanted to try to, as I said, I wanted to try to stay as long as I could and see how long I would last, you know. And I guess that if I haven't stayed long enough for them to get to know what type of worker I am, you know, or if they will see me as a good worker or a bad worker, or, you know, me just trying my best. But, you know, I don't even know. I mean, and I mean, I just started. But I mean, you know, but I mean, I don't know if they have. I mean, I guess they have other opportunities, you know. But the I mean like, oh, excuse me, the coworker that was trying to hit on me, um, when he was talking to one of the other coworkers, and he said, you know, I think he said, you know, fuck a job, I could always get another one. But me being targeted, me personally being targeted, I can't say that. Fuck a job, I can always get another one. I can't say that because, but me being blacklisted and dealing with the targeting and stuff like that, I can't so easily go get another job. I cannot easily go get another job. You know. But um I'm glad that my workstation where I work at, that that I don't have to, I mean, that I don't hear the music, you know. And but the guys that do the dishwashing, like, the sound, like, I came back to this hotel and the sound of the dishwashing machine, it's like ringing through my head, you know. It's like ringing through my head, like, hours later, you know, the noise or the sound from the dishwasher machine, you know. That's like when I would live in Pensacola or even Los Angeles, California, and I would go to the beach and then try to doze off and fall asleep. And all that's heavily pictured on my mind is the visualization of, you know, the scenery of the beach and those waves in the sky and everything, you know. And you go to bed dreaming about it, you know. Excuse me. But, you know, I don't want to you know, I feel like I don't want to be so quick to quit. You know, I just started and I feel like I want to see how long I can last, but, you know, I don't even know if they might have better opportunities of other jobs that where they are longer hours and you know, longer work hours and higher pay, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could or if I would get up early enough. But I mean, what if I do go to the other job interview? There's another one. You know, get up earlier and go to another job interview tomorrow. You know, excuse me, but they may or may not hire me. I don't know. But for me to be discriminated against, about the meals or bullied by the manager, you know, excuse me. I don't know. But if I would have said nothing about dinner at work, then if I could have just come home, well, not home, but to the hotel and be like, well, I had a good day at work today. But the only thing that fucked it up was me trying to buy dinner. Excuse me. So, but I know definitely if I could have had a job like um $20 an hour and 40 hours a week, and I I think I would be taken care of, and I would not. I mean, I don't even think that I would have to be asking. Still be struggling. You know, but I heard that they keep the targets with the low wage part time jobs and keep the targeted individual. They keep us forced. Struggling. And then even with the low paid jobs, they will bully and workplace mob you off the job or try to force you to quit, you know, or run you off the job or make up a lie for an excuse to justify wrongfully firing you, you know. So, I'm having mixed feelings on what I should do, you know. But I'm gonna go for now. What time is it? The video probably won't upload till tomorrow morning in the middle of the night. So it's not. I mean, they made it like it was supposed to be severe thunderstorms. But it looked like it's just light rain tonight. But I'm thankful and glad to be off the streets. You know, um, but I mean, I'm just trying to survive. Um, but I don't even know if some of the perks must have the Freemason customers must have put something in Miss Phyllis. If somebody must have put something in her head and make her treat me like that, or if she treated me like that on her own, and if so, how come she doesn't treat other employees like that? You know, but some of the employees that are coworkers, I don't even know if it's the case that they're fake. Some of them might be fake nice perps, you know. But you know, but I'm gonna go for now. Thanks for listening to me, and I, excuse me, I still need some help, and I don't know exactly what my paycheck is gonna look like, and if I will get it this Thursday. I don't know if I will get it this Thursday. You know, So I'll see y'all.